Death toll from Hurricane Helene continuing to rise, with at least 91 people reported dead from the powerful storm across several states. That Category 4 storm making landfall back on Thursday night in Florida's Big Bend region, packing 140-mile-per-hour sustained winds. North Carolina has been hit with catastrophic flooding. At least 600 people are still unaccounted for in that state alone. More than 2.1 million people without power all across the region. And as ABC's Rena Roy reports, many people are struggling with basic needs.
Pieces of debris, wood, trees, traffic, and power lines tangled in Asheville, North Carolina. The area decimated after Hurricane Helene slammed the southeast. Hundreds of people unaccounted for. Members of the National Guard and relief teams from 19 states joining forces on search and rescue missions.
This is apocalyptic for the entire region.
From the air, an unbelievable scene of debris floating in a river. Homes, boats, docks. A road over the water blocked by more debris. Homes and towns submerged underwater.
When you turn the corner and you see your community just full of buildings and trash and floating boathouses and floating homes, it just sort of takes your breath away, and it was scary.
There's probably 50 trees blocking my neighbor from coming out. I started helping them yesterday. The neighbors at the other end of the road, we got us out, but the other neighbors are trapped.
Western North Carolina dealt with a separate rain system just before Helene hit. The hurricane dumping up to 30 additional inches of rain in parts of the state. ABC's Faith Abube is in Asheville.
We're in historic Biltmore Village, an area that's popular for dining and shopping here in Asheville, which was submerged in water. You can see the debris just around me here. And the floodwaters were so strong that they were able to carry this commercial fridge from who knows where.
The Painter family returning home to 35,000 gallons of water in their basement.
We're stepping on mud and trying not to fall because it's so thick and slippery.
In Tennessee, officials in Union County say more than 70 people are still unaccounted for there.
We're not leaving until the job is done. I also want you to know I'm committed to traveling to the impacted areas as soon as possible. My first responsibility is to get all the help needed to those impacted areas.
So many roads closed, especially in North Carolina, cutting communities off from critical supplies like clean water to drink. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And Florida also working to recover from the damage done when Helene made landfall there. There have been 11 confirmed deaths in that state, 9 of whom drowned in their homes during a mandatory evacuation area near St. Petersburg. Taylor County, where the storm officially made landfall, was also hit by Hurricane Idalia last year. Governor Ron DeSantis expressing relief at the lack of fatalities there, noting the storm surge reached over 15 feet.
This is going to be a massive effort. The state's collaborating with county emergency management partners to open recovery shelters throughout the impacted area so you can be connected to resources and assistant teams to assist with finding solutions to any barriers that may exist. We're also working now with the Department of Emergency Management, and they are working to provide travel trailers for people to live while on their properties.
More than 100,000 people in Florida still remain without power. Meanwhile, in Georgia, more than 500,000 also without power this midday. Places like Valdosta hit especially hard. Governor Brian Kemp addressing the loss of life there as well.
This storm literally spared no one. It took one of our finest and a firefighter, Leon Davis, who was with the Blackshear Fire Department, assistant chief, while responding to a call. As you all know, in this community, a 27-year-old mother and her 1-month-old twin boys were killed when a tree fell on their home in McDuffie County. In Washington County, a 7-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl died when a tree fell on their burning house.
The director of the Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency said that crews were focused on opening routes to hospitals and making sure supplies can be delivered to damaged communities. And the TVA announcing back on Saturday that they are moving about 500,000 gallons of water per second down the river at the Chickamauga Dam. That is meant to mitigate floodwaters from counties all across Tennessee and bordering states. News Channel 9's Meg Doyle now with that story.
As you can see behind me, TVA is opening up the Chickamauga Dam and plenty of other dams across the state of Tennessee in anticipation of water headed our way from North Carolina.
After Hurricane Helene, we have seen upwards of 19 inches or more of rain up in northeast Tennessee. And all that water right now is being stored in our tributary dams up there, but it needs to move somewhere. And that means it's all coming here through Chattanooga.
Scott Fiedler, a TVA spokesperson, said TVA is moving 500,000 gallons of water a second at the Chickamauga Dam.
We need to regain all of that flood storage because there are multiple systems in the Gulf right now, and we need to get ready and prepared to get that water just in case Mother Nature throws it our way.
Fiedler also said that TVA may increase the amount of water being released in the coming weeks. So those planning to be on or near the Tennessee River need to be cautious.
There's going to be high flows. You're going to see a lot of debris in the river as it washes down. So be very careful out on boats when you're out and about on the river or even on the shoreline.
TVA prepares for hurricane season months in advance.
We've got to be prepared for events like this in September and October because we know a hurricane is going to show up.
And opening the spillway gates at the dam has another added benefit.
That's one way where we can help regulate flows through the dam. We're also generating hydroelectric power. So with this rainfall comes an opportunity to also generate hydroelectric power.
In Chattanooga, Meg Doyle, News Channel 9.